Today we're reacting to the world's most cursed animations, from Zack films, from seeing your own eyelids getting ripped off to seeing how babies are actually made. Yes.
If your eyelids were ripped off,
oh my
the tears that
gosh,
keep your eyes wet would start to dry up. An hour later, the dryness could cause tiny scratches on the surface of your eyes. Over the next few days, without lids to clean away debris, your eyeballs might have open sores caused by dirt and dust. Sleeping would be difficult since you can't close your eyes, making them even drier and strained. Eventually, infections would develop, leading to serious eye damage and permanent blindness.
that's cursed Zack films for ya. Sleeping would be difficult since you can't close your eyes. No way, for real. No, a bomb? What is that? The trunk had no bottom? What is this? Oh no, we have a horror movie, y'all. So we just bring a random box in the house. Okay. Yeah. Don't tell me he falls in. Oh, heck no. Okay, we're just disposing money. Yeah, we just... Hey, hold up! Hold up! Wait, now he just sold. Oh, wait. Wait. Wait, this is kind of creepy, bro. I feel like I'm about to get jump scared. No, don't tell me you're gonna go in. No, 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 no. No, you're so greedy. You're greedy, bro. This is what they call the greed in the Bible, bro. Wait, he's outside. Wait. No, he's trapped. You're stupid. Wait. Oh wait, we heard that earlier. Wait, so then... Don't tell me. He sees the box. That's crazy. This is Interstellar, bro. When I didn't hear Zack's voice for the first 2 seconds, I knew I had to put my TV aside. For a second, I had to check if my headphones were working. A video of Zack's voiceover is creepy as... Yeah, bro, this is actually creepy, bro. Bro, this is why Zack Films has the world's most cursed animations, bro. It's only gonna get more cursed later in the video.
If you get hit in the eye,
Oh, let me guess. You would go blind.
you can no longer hear out of that eye.
Really? Let me try. Damn it. Now I lost my sense of smell.
Nice.
The kidney was placed in a cooler and flown to another state. There, a man picked it up to drive the rest of the way to the hospital. But his car skidded in a snowbank, and he was stuck in the middle of a raging blizzard. Now, the kidney only had hours left to be transplanted, so he called 911, and an officer began to dig him out with a shovel. Finally, a tow truck pulled him from the bank, and with his car finally free, he
Hey!
just in time, saving the patient's life.
W kidney deliverer. It's incredible that the man could think clearly under the pressure, and to do all of this for one patient, faith in humanity is restored.
They slide a thin needle straight through the cork of a $1,000 whiskey
Whoa.
bottle, and as the liquid flows out of the spout, it's replaced with gas. Now, this device is actually designed to sample wine without opening the bottle, but thieves use it to empty high-ticket whiskey bottles. Next, they refill them with cheaper alcohol using a syringe. catch. Once the needle is removed, the natural pressure in the cork reseals the hole, and the bottle looks brand new.
What?
Meaning the thieves can resell it and keep the real whiskey for themselves.
Are you serious? Bro, I swear Zack films, he's educational, but he actually teaches us ways we can do bad stuff. Respect to Zack for exposing them, for real. Yeah, bro, exposing and helping criminals at the same time. That's what I'm saying, bro. He exposes criminals, but he tells us like the most craziest methods to make money. Doing that off of Jim's whiskey is crazy.
If you slice certain bowling balls in half, inside is a thick weight block in the middle. And as the ball rolls, this uneven weight makes it spin unevenly, causing the ball to curve sharply down the lane. Now, if you drill holes into the ball, it slightly shifts its balance, and this can make the ball spin differently, giving you an advantage. The singer always had 10 dimes in his pocket, and the reason for this is kind of sad. You
Why?
see, his son was kidnapped
Oh,
years
no.
prior, and all of the ransom calls had to be made from payphones. He would panic, terrified that he would run out of coins while trying to negotiate with the kidnappers. Now, after 2 days, his son was released
Oh my
safely,
gosh.
but Sinatra never forgot that fear of being helpless. So he carried exactly 10 dimes with him for the rest of his life. And when he was buried, his daughter was sure to place 10 dimes in his pocket for him.
Oh, that's actually really sad, bro. That's a pretty big fear, bro. This is enough to make a grown man cry. Mad respect to Frank, exactly.
When you blow into a breathalyzer, the air travels through a small chamber inside. In that chamber, the layers react with the alcohol fumes in your breath. This reaction releases tiny electrical signals, and the more alcohol in your breath, the stronger the signal. That signal is measured by a sensor, which is converted into a number to determine whether or not you're going to jail.
Uh-oh.
Kicked off the car's mirror
Whoa.
and ripped out the wiper
Are we
before
Super
clawing
Wonder
at the
Woman?
door. You see,
Clawing, what are we, freaking Wonder Woman Wolverine?
she saw her boyfriend's car at another woman's house and thought he was cheating. But as she was destroying it, a neighbor shouted,
That's not your boyfriend's car.
The woman ran away, embarrassed, but she'd cut her finger on the door and left a trail of blood leading back to her apartment.
Why'd she run like that,
Police followed
though?
the trail, and she was immediately arrested.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I wonder who this person is. Like, bro, glad her boyfriend will have to deal with her until she's in jail. Bro, he dodged a freaking bullet, bro. A freaking claw, bro. Literally a freaking claw.
If you swallow a metal bowl, call 911 immediately and touch a cactus 40 times. And this happened because the metal bowl could go into a coma and explode in a huge fireball.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
He was shot in the balls, and this happened because those balls burst,
Balls.
releasing over 300,000 gallons of sperm.
Okay.
As millions of sperm flood the reproductive tract, only a few hundred of them will even reach the area where the egg is.
What?
And typically, only one will actually make contact. After it
What?
penetrates, their genetic materials merge, forming a new cell called a zygote. The zygote divides multiple times as it travels down the fallopian tube towards the uterus. Now, a multicellular embryo implants itself in the lining of the uterus and begins to develop into a baby.
Whoa, that's crazy, bro. I actually learned better from Zack films in school, bro. And one kid that watched the thing thinking babies are from swans. Yeah, babies aren't made from, you know, just out of nowhere, or what they say, birds and the bees. There's some crazy stuff that goes on to make babies. They don't call Zack for nothing.
He pulled off the frame and found a sketch hidden inside, signed by Andy Warhol. You see, the famous artist had drawn it at just 10 years old, and his babysitter kept it, hiding it in an old painting for decades. But eventually, it ended up at a garage sale, where the man bought it for just $5. When he showed the sketch to experts, they said it could be worth over $2 million. But Warhol's brother claims it's a fake, and the art board refuses to authenticate it, meaning it turned out to be worth nothing.
So how they know it was like the piece? Wow. It just goes to show that paintings are only worth whoever agrees it's worth. If nobody wanted to go anymore, it would be worthless. For real, bro.
Baby is born. They can't really do anything except lay there and squirm. But other animals can walk and move around right after they're born. So why are human babies
Bro, we
so
de-evolved,
helpless?
bro.
Well, it's actually because human brains are huge, designed for language and problem solving. And if we stayed in the womb long enough to develop other capabilities like walking, our heads would be too big to come out, resulting in death and the eventual extinction of our species.
Wow.
So instead, humans are born earlier and more helpless. But this is also why we're smarter than every other animal.
Very interesting, actually.
She suddenly gave birth while she was sitting on the toilet of a moving train. But she fainted and the baby slipped through the toilet chute, falling straight onto the tracks as the train rolled away. When the woman finally woke up, she screamed for help, and her family members made the driver stop the train. They jumped off and ran back to look for the baby, who was eventually found alive and unharmed.
That's so cursed, bro. That's so traumatizing. Oh my gosh. The chances, bro, yeah, honestly, I don't know. Bro, the baby should have died. Little bro has spawned. What the frick?
He dug through the purse until he found his mom's credit card, secretly booking a ticket to Bali on a site that lets kids fly alone.
What?
See,
Is that
when his mom
real?
refused to take him, the 12-year-old decided to go by himself. And when he got there, he told security officers his mother was waiting for him outside. For the next few days, he rode bikes around the city and lounged in the hotel pools. But he was eventually spotted on a social media post, and his parents flew there to drag him back home.
Yo, that's crazy though. Naughty kid, bro. This little dude created a core memory for his entire family and will have the best story to tell his kids. Bro really unlocked the side quests at 12 with just a credit card, bro. Yeah, for me at 12, bro, I was just sitting at home playing games.
The jack screws were hand cranked beneath the buildings, and each one was turned at exactly the same time, raising the building with people still inside. Wooden supports were stacked beneath
What the
until it
heck?
reached the new higher street level, and brand new foundations were constructed as the building
That's
remained
how it works?
suspended. You see, the city was originally built on a swamp, meaning the streets were constantly flooded, and this caused disease to spread around the city, so they raised the buildings away from the swamp, and Chicago still sits on those foundations to this day.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy, bro. That's so nasty though.
Thousands of dead mice wearing tiny cardboard
Are we
parachutes
serious?
were dropped over the jungle, and each one contained a small dose of Tylenol. You see, the jungle was full of invasive snakes, and they would slither into electrical wires, electrocuting themselves and causing massive power outages.
Stupid ass
But
snakes,
if they
bro.
ate the mice, that tiny amount of Tylenol inside was enough to kill them. This cut down on the population and stopped the power outages.
Wait, what? There's no way. Yeah, there you guys have it. The world's most cursed animations by Zack Films. If you guys see more content like this, click this video here.